Hi everybody, welcome to our practice today. I'm Kat, sharing every Monday, and below this video there's a list of all the playlists with all the various classes that are already on this channel. There's over 300 of them. And today we come to our mat really to purposefully, with full consciousness, awareness, intent, let go of attachments, let go of self, and through that process, abiding in our true nature, our true essence. So we'll be starting straight in Supine Padottanasana for a few minutes, just calming, breathing, using that as our meditational entry, and then coming to sit up, opening space together with an Om, and continuing. Gathering your yoga stuff, and let's set right up for Supine Padottanasana. Bolster, blanket, a strap, and you may like to have blocks underneath the outside edges of the thighs, depending on your groins and your hips. We come in sitting on the bolster, even though we'll eventually be sitting on the mat, and placing our strap with the buckle in front, so that we can pull the strap and tighten the loop as needed. Hooking it over the feet and making sure this back strap goes down low, and then tightening up. If you like to have the blocks, have them in place. And now let's come and sit on the mat. And when we sit on the mat, often we can tighten up a little bit more than we initially thought possible. Make sure this strap here is down low, so that when we lie down, it's going to pull the sacrum towards the heels, making sure that our lumbar doesn't over-arch. And now let's move the bolster away from the lower back area. Fist distance, blocks in place. Tilting the pelvis as we come down. And making the final adjustments so that our neck and our skull are supported by the blanket. The shoulders thus able to roll back, and the chest getting its first opening, the heart center here. Extending the arms diagonally away and turn the palms open to the sky. Remembering that our palms link right to our lungs. So if we're still closing the hands like this, where they're not fully open, then our lungs also are slightly closed. So really roll the arms, open the palms, relax the fingers. Connect that inside to the lungs. And with each inhale, feel both of your lungs lift and broaden. And gently closing the eyes. Having soft, smooth breath cycles. Feeling the face relax, all of the little muscles around the eyes, the forehead, the temples. Feel the mouth relax, the jaw relax, the tongue becoming more and more passive. Let the shoulders roll backwards. Keep releasing that tension that builds up in the sides of the neck and the upper shoulders. Each exhale, just dissolving that tension, feeling the shoulders moving back towards the bolster as they open, as they breathe. Relax the entire abdominal area completely. A total pacification of the entire abdomen and all of the organs inside. Let them melt, let them recede towards the lower back, towards the ground, in restingness. Keeping the eyes closed, we're going to use the hands and the elbows to push ourselves gently back up to sitting. And then we'll just release the strap off the feet and across the ankles. Sukhasana. Lifting the hands and pressing the palms together in front of the heart center. Opening our practice with one more. Inhale. The hands releasing. The chin lifting, the eyes gently opening. And let's continue. So taking the strap off, moving our blocks to the side, and our bolster also to the side. Starting with Supine Padottanasana 1, and then from there moving into lateral Supine Padottanasana. So a little small loop in the strap. And lying down, lining the inner feet up, making the heels firm and pulling the toes back so the legs and the knees become firm and straight. And then bending the right knee, placing the strap on the arch of the foot, straightening the leg, and sliding the hands down on the strap until they reach the floor. Feel the armpits open. Keep rolling the left thigh in and pressing the left heel down, pulling the toes back so that the knee is straight. And now do the same actions with the right leg. Slightly roll the right thigh in, firm the heel on an imaginary wall and pull the toes back, feel the knee become straighter, and begin to pull the right leg towards you as much as possible with the breath. And then leg back up. Padottanasana. Left leg. Straightening, the arms coming down, reaching the floor, the arms are straight, the elbows are open, the ribs are open. Breathing, feeling. Keep rolling that right thigh open, pressing the right heel down and pulling all 5 toes back. Feel the knee become straighter, stronger. And now do the same with the left leg, the lifted leg. Slightly roll the thigh in. Press the heel against an imaginary wall and pull the toes back. Feel the knee become straighter. And then begin to draw the leg closer and closer. And then the leg coming back up. Supine. Relax the face again, let the abdomen recede. And right leg lifting. Strap on the arch of the foot, straighten the leg. Right hand holding the strap and the rest coming underneath so that the left hand can pull the excess. Lateral Supine Bharadvajasana. As you come down, keep straightening the knees over and over again, don't let them bend. Pull the toes back to really integrate the kneecap. And find the outside edge of the right thigh and grip it up, squeeze it up over and over again. Bolt the outer hips towards each other. Keep the left heel firm. And then bring the leg back up. Remove the excess from the back. And find Viparita. And time for the left leg now. Placing our strap and moving the strap to the left hand side, and then it comes underneath the back so that the right hand can pull the excess. Straighten the knees completely, pull the toes back, and lateral Supine Bharadvajasana. Keep checking the state of the knees. And then find the outside edge of the left thigh and grip it in and up as you push out through the left foot. Keeping that right heel firm. Now find the outer hips, the right outer hip, the left outer hip, and bolt them in towards each other. So the outer hips are tightening, but the inner hips are broadening. And then bring the leg back up and releasing Supine. And now we can roll over and we're going to grab the chair and block and come back to our mats for some twistings. I've got some height on the chair because I'm about 5'8", and so when I'm sitting on the chair I just need that little height to make the alignment correct with my legs. Sitting on the chair, the right hand side here is the railing for me because we'll be turning and twisting to the right first. Placing a block between the knees, parallelizing the feet, pressing the thighs down, pulling the sit bones apart. So you're really feeling the right buttock, the left buttock, the space between, the spine extending from there. Turn to the right, place the hands on the railing. Inhale up the front spine. Exhale, turn and twist. Keep squeezing the block. Using the hands to twist and turn more. One more breath cycle. And then release, and we're coming to the left-hand side. So moving ourselves, replacing the block, checking our feet, spreading the toes, turning to the left, holding the railing, and inhaling up the front spine. Exhale, turning and twisting. Continuing with that action. Feeling the length that comes with each inhale. More and more length unfurling. Keep squeezing the block. And 2. And 1. Releasing. Right now I'm going to sit inside our chairs. I'm going to turn the chair so you can see what my back arm is doing. Sitting right in the back. Just placing the block on the floor. Feet together, inner knees pressing against each other. We're going to be turning to the right. So the left hand takes the corner, the right arm, inhale. And exhaling, come right around the back corner of the chair. And Bharadvajasana. Inhale up the front spine. Exhale, turn and twist. Try to roll the front shoulders back to keep the collarbone action lengthening. Press the feet down, press the heels down. Keep the inner knees pressing against each other. And 2. And 1. Unwinding, coming forward. Preparing for the left. Holding the railing, extending the left arm, inhale. Exhale. Right around the corner, holding onto the side of the chair. Bharadvajasana. Inhaling up the front spine, from the pubic bone to the belly button, through the solar plexus, through the heart center, the collarbones lengthening. Exploring that shape with the breath, that lengthening process. And 1, releasing. And coming out. Now we're going to come to Prasarita Padottanasana with the chair, with a bolster, and with our buttocks against the wall, if you have a wall available. So I'm going to get my bolster. Turning the chair around. Now I'm not going to move my mat because I think my feet won't slip on this, but if you have a slippery surface, turn your mat and slide it right up to the wall. And then just bring the chair in. It's going to be for our forearms, our elbow tips. Let's find Prasarita Padottanasana legs, heels pressing to the wall. Turn the toes in, lift the inner arches, push into the outside edges of the feet. Firm the legs. We'll come forward and adjust the chair so that we can find this action, our foreheads supported just on the end of the bolster. Simultaneously, we need to be able to feel the wall with our buttocks. Now that we're down, widen the feet apart a little bit more. Keep lifting the inner ankles, pushing into the outside edges of the feet. Roll the thighs in towards each other and feel the sit bones widen. Press them to the wall. Try to move the elbow tips forward on the bolster. And with each exhale, move the trapezius muscles down the back. Don't let them hunch up towards the ears. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. Keep gripping the knees and the thighs up. Keep rolling the legs in. Feeling the buttocks widen. Press the sit bones to the wall. Press the front thighs back to the wall. The trapezius muscles going down the back. See how that helps the armpit chest to open. And then looking up, changing the cross of our arms, moving the inner elbows forward a little bit, and forehead down, or the crown of the head can be pressing against the bolster too. Trapezius muscles going down the back as the inner elbows are moving forward. Feel the triceps opening, the armpits opening. And keeping the legs firm. Starting our awareness of the legs from the feet. Keep lifting the inner arches. Pressing the outside edges of the feet down, the heels firm. The shins pressing back to the wall, the front thighs pressing back to the wall. And then that slight rolling in action of the thighs that helps the sit bones to spread more. And the sharpness of the sit bones pressing back to the wall as the elbow tips extend forward. And then releasing the arms, coming back up, and moving the feet away from the ball, and coming up to standing. Alright, heels and toes in. Let's move this equipment out to the side and bring our mats to the wall for Adho Mukha Svanasana, hands against the wall. So it's the thumb and index finger, the inner elbows, the eyes of the elbows facing the wall. Coming in. Walking the feet back. Making sure the eyes of the elbows are still facing the wall as we lower the head, lengthening the cervical. Now looking at the feet, lift the heels up so that the feet are vertical to the mat. Look at your knees, squeeze the knees, grip the quadriceps, and push the quadricep muscles back, feeling the weight of the pose move back with that action. And then looking forward and walking the feet forward. We're going to find Uttanasana, feet the width of the mat with the wall helping us to go lower and deeper. So come right in, feel the wall supporting the spine. Bring the chin towards the throat so the back of the neck is long. And now we're going to straighten the legs and grip the knees and thighs up. Roll the thighs in towards each other so you feel the sit bones widening. Keep the chin coming towards the throat, and now bending the arms, holding onto the elbows, and bringing the elbows to the wall. As you bring the elbow tips to the wall, move the trapezius muscles down the back, feel the shoulders broaden, and the back of the neck getting longer, more and more decongestion. Keep breathing, keep feeling, keep renewing actions. And then releasing the elbow tips and coming out. Adho Mukha Svanasana, heels lifted and the backs of the heels pressing against the wall. So spread the fingers widely, including the thumb, as far away from the index as possible, so the webbing of the hand stretches. And coming in, backs of the heels to the wall. And with an exhale, straighten the legs and press the heels back to the wall evenly so that they both have the same pressure. Take a few breath cycles, a few exhales to really ascertain that we're able to directionalize and even out the pressure of both of our heels. And now bending the knees and coming to be on the mat in Vajrasana. Alright, we're going to do Gomukhasana with our arms. So you may wish to have a strap. Let's use one so that if you need it, you can see how it's set up. Making a loop. Alright, holding the loop in the right hand. Bending the right elbow so that the hand comes to the shoulder and bringing that loop behind so that it's hanging down, and then moving the right hand closer to the middle spine. Don't let the elbow go out, scoop it in. Now extend the left arm, inhale, and with an exhale, bending, bring the hand back and find the loop or find your hands, and here we are in Gomukhasana. Soft, smooth, deep inhalation, broadening the ribcage, filling the lungs. And with each exhale, the trapezius muscles moving down the back, the shoulder blades moving down the back. And then releasing the bottom hand, the left arm, and bringing the right arm out, Vajrasana. Changing sides. So loop of the strap in the left hand, bringing the hand to the elbow and into the shoulder, and the loop back, lifting the elbow up and moving the hand towards the middle spine. Right arm, inhale, and exhale, bend. Find the loop or find the hand, Gomukhasana. Be with the breath, lengthen, having more and more presence. The richness of each part of the breath cycle, what it brings, what sensations are felt, what's being experienced. And then releasing the bottom hand and the top arm and Vajrasana. Shoulders back, collarbones long. Neutralize all effort from the external face, from the throat. Soft, smooth inhalation. Soft, smooth exhalation. Okay. Now, coming up to Viparita Karani, preparation of the pose, so the back knee will be bent. You may wish to have a block for the hand on the right hand side of the mat. Lift the right foot up, spread the toes, make sure the foot is facing forward. Inhale the arms up. And exhale to the right. Stage one. There's some space here between the bottom waist and the thigh. We're not jammed up to the thigh yet. Head back. Now coming for the next stage. So the top hand is going to come to the thigh and press it to the left so that we can get deeper and really get the outer armpit right up against the outer knee, the outer shin. And now the hand comes down. If you need the block, there it is. If you can reach the floor, reach the floor. Right hand to the right outer hip. Pull the outer hip back as you turn and twist. So in pulling the hip back, rolling it back, we're bringing length to this waist here. If we didn't have that action when we twist, this waist shortens. So keep lengthening it as we twist. And now removing the hand and extending diagonally. And the arm back in, coming out, and whoops, back to kneeling. Moving the block to the left if you needed it, and bring the left leg forward. Make sure the foot is facing straight forward. Inhaling the arms up, bringing length and lift. And exhaling to the left, not coming too deep yet, having space between the thigh and the trunk. Now the left hand, the top hand, is going to come to the outside edge of that left thigh and press the thigh to the right as we come in more deeply, really fixing the outside edge of the armpit as close as possible to the outer knee, the outer calf, and then the hand coming down, and the left hand coming to the left outer hip, rolling it back, over and over again as we twist, to keep that left waist from shortening. And now bringing the hand off the hip, preparing to extend the arm diagonally away. Keep twisting with the exhale. And then the arm coming back in and coming back out. Adho Mukha Svanasana, heels against the wall. Spread the fingers. Walk the feet back. Inhale and exhale, both heels with even pressure back to the wall, both front thighs pressing back, sit bones lifting, and the head hanging completely. Now press the left foot down to the mat. Turn the foot open a little bit, 80 degrees, and step the right leg forward. Bring the hands back. Purifying. So straighten the legs. Turn the hips to face forward. Look at your back foot. Press the heel down and press the back of the heel to the wall. Feel the leg become electrified. Walking the hands forward, reaching for the front of the mat. As we lower the head down, being with breath, but keeping the body firm, alert, alive. Keep rolling that right front outer hip back. And then looking up, and we're going to change sides. So left leg forward, and right leg back. Turn the foot open a little bit so it's 80 degrees. Roll the spine in, so the hips face forward, and straightening the legs completely. And then walking the hands forward and reaching for the front of the mat, bringing that length, that continual length. The back heel staying firm as it presses down and to the wall. The front thigh, that back leg pressing back. The roots of both of the thighs firm, sharp like scissor blades. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. And then looking back up, Adho Mukha Svanasana, heels to the wall. Press the shins back, press the front thighs back. Relax the back neck, the back skull completely. Keep stretching the arms. And then looking up and bringing the knees to the mat. Alright, taking one block, we've got the wall, Bharadvajasana 3. Twisting, continuing with our twistings, which we started gently with on the chair and getting a little bit more intense now. So arms distance away. If you're too close, you won't be able to twist, you'll be jammed up. And obviously if you're too far, you won't be able to touch the wall. So right leg bent. Now diagonalize the left leg, straighten it, diagonalize it off the mat, roll the left thigh in, so the kneecap is not rolling out in any way, pull the toes back so the knees straight. This foot facing forward, Bharadvajasana setup. Turning to the right, finding the wall, making sure the distance, everything feels good for you. And then inhale the left arm up, length, and exhale, reach forward and across. And then walk this right hand back. Bharadvajasana 3. Carefully watching the tendency of the face to push forward with effort. Keep drawing it back. Being in body intelligence, out of cerebralness. The head uninterfering. And then unwinding. Changing sides. Bharadvajasana. The leg rolling in, the kneecap facing the sky, the toes pulling back. Widen the sit bones apart. Turning to the left and just feeling. Checking in with everything. And then inhale, stretch that right arm up. And exhale across and forward. Finding a nice snug point from which to press and turn. Bharadvajasana 3. Keep walking that left hand to the left and following, the trunk following the action and the direction of that left hand. Head back. And then coming back out. And releasing. Moving the block. And coming to some hip openers. Actually, you might need the block underneath the buttocks. That'll be for you to decide. So take it back again. Lift the left knee up and cross the left knee completely behind the right. Widen the feet apart. Now come and sit down, and this is where you may wish to have a block underneath the buttocks so that the knees can stay close together. Then move the feet away from the outer thighs, lining them up. Inhale, pulling the ribcage up. And exhale, extending, lengthening. Yoga Mudra Asana, Gomukha Sandri. The chin, if possible, resting on the kneecap. The fingertips continually crawling forward, reaching for the front of that mat. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. Don't let the arms start to melt towards the ground. Firm the elbows, feel the forearms lift, the shoulders broaden. And then coming back up to change sides. So I'm going to move the block because it's better for me without it. So uncrossing the knees, and now the right knee completely behind the left, widen the feet apart, and taking a seat. The feet trying to move them away from the outer thighs and to line them up. We hold the ribs to lift them up to bring length to the abdominal cavity, so that as we come forward, we're trying to keep that length so the organs have space. And then settling into the pose, Yoga Mudra Gomukha Sandri. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations that flow, that guide the unfurling of the pose from inside, the continual lengthening and broadening. The elbows firm, the forearms lifted. And the right shoulder moving to the right, the left shoulder moving to the left. And then looking up. And coming back out. Back onto the hands and knees. And releasing. Alright, time to open up our feet, our knees as well, our ankles with some Padmasana work. So grabbing a couple of blankets or maybe even a bolster if you have really tight knees and hips, and leaning back on the mat. So I'm going to be fine with one blanket, but you may want to take 2 blankets, 3 blankets, or as mentioned before, a bolster for height to really help the hips open, which will travel down to the knees. Also, if your knees are quite tight or there's some pain in them, it would be nice to have a strap, and we're going to fold the strap. So just make a tiny loop so it's out of the way, and then taking your strap, halving it, and then mine's a very long strap, so I'm going to do that again. And we're going to be using this section behind the Padmasana knee. So, coming to take a seat on the height that's right for you, extending the legs, having the strap here ready, inner feet touching, and now bending the right knee, placing the hands on the inside underneath the calf, and lifting the leg up. Make sure the foot right now is not close to the thigh. Nice wide angle at the back of the knee here. And just draw the leg in a few times, opening things up, and releasing. Doing the same on the other, bending the left leg, hands coming underneath, lifting. Now don't let the foot come close yet, foot moves away, so there's a nice angle behind the knee, and just gently pumping the foot in and out, loosening, preparing. and releasing. All right, now we've got the strap in place, bending our right leg, taking the strap and placing the strap underneath, wiggling it right in, really feeling the back of the knee there, and then pulling up. Now one hand, the right hand, is going to hold and keep pulling the strap up. The left hand goes underneath to the calf, drawing the leg in, and this time we are bringing the foot close, bringing it right in as close as we can, so that as much as possible the front of the foot is on the front of the thigh, not on the inside bit here, but right on the top front, and the toes are coming back to the outer thigh. Keep this, breathe. You may feel some pain as the foot presses into the thigh. This pain will go with time. Breathing, holding. And now extend the left arm up. And exhale, reaching forward. And if you can, hold the foot or hand to the ground, head down. Bharadvajasana. Now the right hand can release its grip on the strap and reach and join the left hand around the foot or on the ground. Soft, smooth inhalations and soft, smooth exhalations. And then looking up, coming back out, and releasing, and straightening that knee, gripping. Left leg, placing the strap underneath the knee, wiggling it around, getting it right in place. The left hand holds the strap, pulling up, and we bring the right hand underneath, drawing the calf in, offering it, and then pulling the foot up, so that as much as possible we're on the top front of the thigh, pressing down, the toes curling back. Feeling that, breathing. And now inhale the right arm up, and exhale, extend forward. And if you can, hold the outer foot, otherwise hand to the floor. Lowering the head so that the back of the neck is long. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. And then the left hand can release the strap and extend forward as well. And then looking up and releasing and straightening that knee completely. Dandasana. Alright, let's now do the same thing sort of on our back. So moving anything that we're relying on. We're going to do Ardha Padottanasana in Supine Bharadvajasana 1, which we started with. So let's make that little loop and have it ready. Turn around so there's space for my arms, lying down. First thing we're going to do is bring the right leg into Padmasana. So lifting it up, hands underneath, moving the calf, clearing the knee energy, offering the foot, and then pulling it in so that we are as much as possible on the front of the thigh, curl the toes. We're ready to lift the left foot up and to place the strap on the arch and straighten that leg. And then slide the hands down the strap. Pull the toes back, keep the knee firm. The bent leg, try and roll the inner groin of the bent leg right here to the outer groin. You can do that with your hands a few times and rolling the outer hip down to keep the waist and the right abdomen long, spacious. And now let's bring that left leg closer and closer towards us. And as much as we can, keep rolling the inner groin to the outer groin. And the leg coming back up, taking the strap off and releasing that right leg, straightening it, and then foot to the floor. Changing sides, left foot up, hands underneath, offering the foot into, and then placing it, having the strap, and lifting the right foot up, placing the strap, straightening the right leg, rolling this inner groin to the outer groin, hands sliding down the strap, or you can keep your left hand here for a little bit, just to really make sure that those cells are moving in the direction you want to bring spaciousness to the left abdominal side here. And then begin to draw the leg closer and closer, pulling the toes back. And then bring the leg back up and taking the strap off. As we release this left leg, straighten it and then bending and feet to the floor. Alright, it's now time to come back to the wall for a Viparita Karani, which is going to be our inversion today. And so we're going to be using a bolster, a blanket, and a block. And you may like to have straps for your feet, that's really dependent on you. So gathering that equipment and that back to the wall if you've moved away from it, and let's move back to this beautiful pose. We're going to do it with legs straight, then we're going to do it with legs, Bharadvajasana, and then legs wide, and Viparita Karani, fantastic groin opening, abdominal cavity opening, and then coming down and having our legs in Sukhasana on the bolster as Shavasana. Here we are, the bolster, the block, sandwiched between the bolster and the wall and a little bit lower than the bolster. Pushing it that right in. A blanket, and we want to fold the blanket in half like this. And we're going to use this neat edge, meaning not the ruffles, facing basically the underneath our back, helping our chest to open. We're just going to lift the bolster and place that there. So it's slightly lifting us a little bit more and giving it this little shelf of support when we come into it. Alright, coming in. Sideways. Oh, and if you like a strap for your feet, that would just help when your feet are up. And so when the legs are straight, you might just want to put a strap around your feet right here to help keep the feet together. Sometimes people feel that their feet are slipping. But if you don't have that problem, no need to have the strap around the feet today. So when we come in, we're coming right into the wall. It's important so that when we lie back, we're not too far over the bolster. And then we swing the legs up and we wiggle in even a little bit closer. So on our elbows, adjusting, getting as close as we can. And now we're going to lie back, and you'll feel how This extra blanket is just bringing that extra bit of support to the chest, so an accordion feeling of opening in the side ribs, the ribs right underneath the breasts, the nipple ribs, this entire rib cage area, accordion opening in all directions. The arms can be like this or diagonally out to the side, whatever feels better for you. Making sure you're right in the middle of the back of the skull. We all have a tendency to favour one side of the skull over the other, which just slightly torques the neck. So here, being careful to try to find the middle zone, which may not be as comfortable as the unconscious kind of side zones that we have. So staying present with that. Keeping the inner feet touching. The toes pulling back so the knees are completely straight. And the eyes can close. Soft, smooth, deep inhalations. And soft, pacifying, deep exhalations. Keep inviting the shoulders to heavify, to really claim their weight in gravity. And in doing so, releasing residual tension in the shoulders, the trapezius muscles, the neck, the brain. We're now going to bend our legs, bending the knees, sliding the feet down the wall so the feet are coming towards the buttocks, and then opening the knees apart and the outside edges of the feet pressing against each other, Bharadvajasana. We're going to directionalize the breath as we are here in Bharadvajasana, Viparita Karani. So the inhale, we want to feel it specifically going to the side ribs and lifting and broadening the side ribs of the side lungs. And the exhale will be directionalized to the pool of the abdomen, so that with each exhale, it's melting, it's receding towards the bolster. So with that in each intent of breath, soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. And we're now going to extend the legs into a nice wide V. Heels pressing against the wall. And now we're going to bend the knees, bringing the feet back in. Soles of the feet pressing against the wall so that we can push ourselves back. Right hip, left hip, coming backwards off our blankets and bolsters onto the mat. And now just crossing the right ankle in front of the left and resting the thighs, the knees, the feet on the bolster, arms extended diagonally away, the palms open, the lungs open. the face relaxed. And now changing the cross of the ankles and resettling into the Shavasanic Supta Supasana. And then bending the elbows and just resting the hands on the abdomen as we begin to resurface towards the idea of moving in order to sit up for a last seated pranayamic meditation. So the eyes can stay closed, which will help us stay connected in depth as we roll over to the right and gently use the hands to push ourselves up. Feeling with our hand for that block that's smushed in between the bolster and the wall and just moving it and pushing the bolster back to the wall so that when we sit on our bolsters, our spine is supported by the wall. Finding Sukhasana. The collarbones lengthening, the palms open to the sky, the back of the neck long. And then let the back of the skull come away from the wall and lower the chin towards the heart center and lift the heart center towards the chin. We're going to end with a round of prolonged inhalations. What that means is we'll be taking an extra long inhalation, really taking our time to feel the passage of the inhale, to feel the breath filling the trunk from the base all the way to the top. And when we can take in no more inhale, just holding for a few seconds the breath, the prana inside, and then a gentle exhale. And then just a few normal breath cycles where we release the tension of inner effort. And then we commence again with a long, drawn out inhalation and holding it, retaining it right at the tip of the inhale and exhale and normal breath cycles. We'll be doing this for a minute. Keep the chin down and the chest lifted. Here we go. One last cycle. And when we finish, just lifting the head back up, the back skull resting against the wall, the eyes closed. Normal, smooth breath cycles. Even and with ease. And then lifting the hands, pressing the palms together, and ending our practice with one more. Inhale. The hands coming back down, the eyes opening back up. And welcome back from this journey. Our practice is complete. Taking a moment to observe the difference after practice as we move, as our attention goes into alignment, sensation. All of our beliefs, attachments, reactions are gently dispelled with each breath, with each asana. And we come, by the end of our practice, to a place of gentle peacefulness, nourishment, settling, abiding in our true essence. Honoring those moments when we can feel that and notice that, which will help us to strengthen the muscle, if you will, of presence and our true nature, its essence emanating in our outward life. Namaste. See you again soon.